podium, adjust the microphone so that it's close enough to your mouth that we can hear you, and present your project. Anyone speaking to the proposal will be asked to come forward and voice their opinions. If there are sides on any issue, each side will have 10 minutes to speak. Once your request is heard and the board's decision is rendered, you may leave the meeting. However, if you have questions for the staff, please wait until after the meeting is over to ask them, or you may contact staff at the office on the following day. Once public testimony and discussion of a particular item has concluded, the members of the board will deliberate and render a decision. Members with personal or financial interest in any request are required to recuse themselves from voting. All decisions by the Architecture Review Board are final. Any aggrieved parties may appeal a decision of the board to the City Council within 15 days for procedural reasons only. If your request is denied by the board, petitioners may appeal to the board's decision to the Circuit Court within 30 days of the meeting. We have 6 members present. It takes 5 members to pass a motion. If, because of the number of members present, you'd like to delay your request, please let us know at the time your request is announced. I'd like to introduce the members of the Architecture Review Board. If you'll raise your hand when I call your name. Cedric Campbell, thank you. Elizabeth Brown, Jake Johnson, Jeremy Kelly, John Hayden, Hillary Morgan, Katie Williams, and Kalia Bell. I called him. Land use staff is Christy Anderson, Russell Stringer, Ethan Powell, and Paula Wade. All right, what's our first? Our first petitioner is Chase Calloway, Old Cloverdale, 516 Thorn Place.
Hey. I met with Russell, I don't know if y'all remember, 2 months ago. Okay, and I met with Russell, and we came up with an alternate plan to do away with just the parking pad straight off the street. So the cedar tree, it'll just go to the right of the cedar tree, straight back, and then there'll be a 2-car pad behind it, turned sideways. It won't be in front of the house at all. It'll just be in front of that picket fence.
I think that's a really good solution.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a comment?
No.
Is there anyone in the audience to speak to this issue?
We have a written statement from the Old Cloverdale Association. Says, we have looked at the property and agree the best location for the parking pad is the revised proposal in the agenda. As long as the urban forester has no issue and feels the gravel with the geotextile underlayment will protect the cedar tree, the Old Cloverdale Association has no objection.
All right. May I have a motion if there's no further discussion?
I move to approve the new submission as presented.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next is Lamont Johnson, Capitol Heights, 1701 Madison Avenue.
Hello, I'm Patricia Johnson. I'm the wife of Lamont Johnson. We purchased this home back in February, and as it states clearly, the owner, we had an FHA home inspection, and they required that these high areas actually had to have railings built on them because they said they were dangerous. So the previous owner went ahead and had those installed. And so, as it says, we're asking for permission after the fact. And there are some pictures there, maybe at the end, where we actually painted that railing white, and it blends beautifully with the rest of the trim of the home. We started painting that when we didn't finish, so. We are also requesting a privacy fence around the entire home. There's already a partial privacy fence kind of on the back of the home, and there's a metal fence all the way around the property. but we want to put a 6-foot privacy fence all the way around the property. And also, we want to put the privacy fence where that raised patio is, right in front of it, and then down the side of the property. So it would kind of hide that piece also and make it a little bit more private for us.
You have a loose handout of the photographs of the painted railing that John pointed out that I neglected to label, so it is for this property.
Is there a drawing in here saying where you're going to put the privacy fence?
I'm sorry?
It's up on the screen.
Okay. I'm assuming that the front of the house is the bottom of the picture. Is that correct?
Yes, that is the street frontage onto Madison. It is recessed from the front corner of the house.
Is there anyone from the audience to speak to this proposal? Board members?
Are you
I gotta
adding-
say, look, I'm sorry, go ahead, Katie.
Are you adding any gates to it? Gates?
Yes, there will be a gate. There's already a metal gate on the side when you pull into the driveway, and that'll be wooden for right now. We're thinking about putting up a wrought iron fence a little later on.
Well, despite, ma'am, what your realtor didn't or did not tell you, wrought iron fences are very common. If you'd like to put one in, please come by and let us know. And I really do think we should work a little harder to get these realtors to disclose these folks are buying homes in a historic district before they start doing stuff.
This one knows.
I know, I know. And this one needs to be fined about $1,000 because it's not going to stop until you hit these folks where it counts. It's the pocketbook. They don't tell people about these things until after they close, and then
Yeah, because
good people want to come in and make some alterations, and they don't know, so they make them, and then you have to go see the people that bought the house.
Yeah, because I posted the notice, I sent a text to the realtor, and she said, oh, we closed yesterday. I said, you know you put these folks in violation then, right?
And she
No
probably,
response.
and she knew, and she did know.
Because we have had issues with FHA before, and there are ways of working through those issues. Usually there's enough time between a contract and a closing to get before this board.
I mean, simple things like this can be worked out.
Yeah,
But, the realtor wants that commission check, so, and I'll tell them to their face. But I'm off my soapbox now.
so anyway, so they made application
Yeah.
to try to get, tick that box off for something that they inherited.
Oh, I understand, it's not uncommon, it's not Miss Johnson's fault.
I'm just curious, did they mention it to you at all that, this home was in this historic
No, that was actually the seller's real estate agent, and our real estate agent didn't share any of that with us at all. We didn't find out until we had the note on the front door the week after closing.
district? Right,
Yeah.
I understand.
Any other comments?
Ms. Anderson, the railing is not on the front, but it's on the side. Is that right, or am I looking at the pictures wrong?
It is just on that driveway
side,
side
so you can see.
between the house and that first column. It does not go across the front of the porch.
Okay.
Any other comments? Then may I have a motion?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second?
Second?
All in favor? I'm sorry that your initial experience was one like this, but it's certainly not your fault. The
Can I-
railing looks fine.
Question, Madam Chair.
Yes?
I think the petitioner said she may want to do a wrought iron fence. If that is the case, they have to come back.
That's correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure you understand if you change from the privacy fence to wrought iron, then you need to get with Christie to get permission before you do that.
Yes. And I'm not-
Any changes to the outside may need our approval. You can work with Ms. Anderson to find out. On the inside, you can gut your house. We don't care.
Okay,
Well, we
yeah.
might care, but we.
Perfect.
Well, we
can
might
think
care,
about it.
but you don't have to get our permission before you start knocking down walls and redoing floors and things like that.
Yeah, totally understood. Point forward. Excuse me.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Kurt LaFond, Old Cloverdale, 1879 Ridge Avenue.
Hey, y'all. My name's Kurt LaFawn. We live at the corner of Park and Ridge. This is a craftsman cottage or a bungalow sort of thing. And we've owned the house for about 10 years. And we realized that the trim that you see there was kind of a light green. That was just faded. And we have reason to believe that it was kind of a darker green, which is on the palette. So we used the approved, palette and gave everything a refresh. We gave the greenish areas a refresh to be the darker green that's on the palette, and we did the window panes in a gray from the palette. And as we did that, then we realized that the existing front door just doesn't match or go with the darker green and the gray. So we went to the Ben Moore site and we put those two colors on the screen, and then Ben Moore came up and said an accent color would be something called cobalt blue, which is kind of like a navy blue. And so that's the rationale for what we're trying to do.
All right. Is there anyone in the audience to speak to this project?
The written statement from Old Cloverdale, the proposed door color appears to be a darkish navy, not knowing what colors 417 and 12 are on the historic palette. As long as the ARB believes all three colors are compatible for the house and the neighborhood, the Old Cloverdale Association has no objection.
All right. Any comments from the board?
Ms. Anderson, what are palette colors 400-17 and 400-22?
In your packet, it does not show up well on the screen, but in your packet, maybe the copy looks a little better. I mean, it's kind of a stone color, and hang on a second, 417
There you go.
is, I mean, there's kind of a sagey green.
So the 1474 and the 510, that's in the packet?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You said 14,
I see 1474 and 510 in the packet. Is it those two?
the 417 and 22 are the palette, the board colors, and it's a sage green and it just doesn't look sage green in it certainly doesn't look sagey green on the screen, but it is not bold like what you see on the screen.
No, it certainly isn't. It looks more gray than green in person, really. Since I drive by your house every day, I knew that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand a word you said.
That's all right. As I said, in the flesh, it looks more gray than green, really. Or maybe up next to the house body color, it looks more gray than green.
Yeah. It is the color on the palette. It's a darkish sage green. So we haven't deviated from the palette for the main colors. What is at issue is an accent color for the door.
Is there any more discussion from the board?
Well, I think the sample is actually a bit darker than what was here, and I like it. I think it fits well with the porch.
Did it make it down to y'all? There is a paint chip floating around. Cedric.
All right, may I have a motion from the board, please?
I move we accept as proposed.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Zachary Beadle, Garden District, 1601 Gilmer Avenue.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name's Zach Beadle. Nice to meet you. I'd like to take some trees down on our property. There's 4 that we submitted. These are the photos of my house. We had the urban forester out to the property maybe 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago or so. We walked a lot. Everything I had proposed to take down, I had tagged, and he said I needed to submit these four trees before the board. So here I am.
So you're replacing popcorn trees with tulip poplars, is that correct?
There's one water oak, it says.
Okay, and
There-
one water oak.
There's 3 popcorn trees and 1 water oak, yes.
Okay.
And they're all 4 are being replaced with a tulip poplar, which was at his suggestion for a vertical, cleaner tree.
It's a nice tree. Easy to rake up the leaves because they're big.
Kill the popcorn trees. We hate popcorn trees.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ugly, I didn't realize it was also called a trash tree. But it's not pretty to look at.
I don't mind, they have wonderful fall color, but it's certainly invasive.
They're nice for about a week in the fall, and then the popcorn, the things start falling. And I had one next to my house I had taken down, and you'll be tracking that stuff in your house. There's no way to stop it. That's why we always say kill all the popcorn trees.
So we had some trees that came down on the property in the recent storm. So as part of general thinning,
Yeah.
I wanted to do this with it. So.
Okay. Are there any further comments from the board?
Madam Chair, I have one for the urban forester. You're okay with the removal of the water oak?
Yeah, whenever a water oak gets to that size of maturity, they become a liability. 50 to 60-year-old water oaks tend to begin to fall apart, especially here in this part of the country.
Okay.
All right. I need a motion, please.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? No one? Go and plant your trees. Thank you.
Thank you.
April Hampton, the Cottage Hill Annex. Ms. Hampton, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How you guys?
Good.
A lot of new faces. I'm April Hampton.
You need to pull the microphone
I
down.
gotta touch it. No, I'm just. I'm April Hampton. How y'all doing?
Good.
Okay.
And what are you going to do?
So I'm taking an old Craftsman 1925 that's gone back and forth between being a single family and a duplex and putting it back as a duplex. And so as a mom, I'm always concerned about kids running out front. So I want to put a front, just a basic picket type fence in the front and paint it the urbane bronze. That's the color trim that I've done around the house.
All right, any comments from the board?
Are you adding a gate to it?
Yes, there's going to be 2 front gates, one for each unit, one for each, crushed rock or composed, whatever you call it, the crushed stuff for the walkway.
Crusher
run. Yeah, thank you. Got pregnancy brain. But yeah, so where you see those 2 openings, there'll be a crushed run walkway leading to the existing stairs.
Any comments from the audience on this project? From the board? Then may I have a motion?
Motion to approve is submitted.
A
Second.
Okay, all right, second. All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Y'all stay safe.
Likewise.
Has everyone had time to review the minutes? Are there any additions or corrections? All in favor of approval?
Yeah.
Opposed? All right. Meeting